Hi, my name is Mary. Today FM plays the best music in Lambasa. Today FM rocks.
My name is Thomas. I'm here in Nakasi and I like to listen to Today FM because it rocks.
My name is Milenia. Today FM rocks here in Singatoka.
My name is Alfriti and Today FM rocks here in Tavua.
My name is Mary Jane. I love listening to Today FM here in Ba. Today FM rocks.
My name is Ilaiti Ambal and I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks here in Osur.
Today's hit music on Today FM.
In the news tonight, airline employee faces 2 drug charges. Changes made to Parliamentary standing order. And officers sharpen skills to investigate sex crimes.
From the studios of FBC Suva, Jackie Spate.
A former Fiji Airways flight attendant was denied bail by the Nandi Magistrates Court today on charges of exporting and importing illicit drugs. 40-year-old Frederick Epeli is charged with 1 count of unlawful importation and exportation and 1 count of unlawful possession, manufacture, cultivation and supply. It is alleged Epeli and an accomplice in Nandi on the 23rd of December last year, without lawful authority, facilitated an exporting of 2 parcels containing more than 2 kg of cocaine and illicit drugs. It's also alleged on the same day Epeli and another engaged in the dealing for the transfer, transport, supply, use, manufacture and sale of cocaine and illicit drugs. The case will be called again next Wednesday. Our West reporter Felipe Naikaso joins us live now. What other details have you gathered in this breaking story?
Yes, Jackie, this is a one-of-a-kind case here in Fiji, and it is also a shocking revelation. Frederick Epeli, who is a Fiji Airways flight attendant, was allegedly importing and exporting cocaine and illicit drugs out of the country. Now, Jackie, the charges were read to him today in court, and Epeli indicated that he understood them. The police prosecution also objected to bail, stating the seriousness of the offense and the amount of drugs that was seized by the investigating officer is more than 2 kilos. The prosecution also stated that Epeli is a flight risk and may interfere with the witnesses. The magistrate has denied the bail on the grounds that the case is a serious one and of public interest. The case has also been transferred to the Lautoka High Court and will be called again next Wednesday. And now, Jackie, another revelation was made in court today, and that was Epeli has an accomplice who is still at large. It is alleged that the second suspect supplied the drugs and facilitated the exchange. Jackie.
A man in his 30s charged with unlawful possession of illicit drugs was granted bail by the Magistrates Court this afternoon. Avinash Kumar was found by police along Mid Road in Tamavua last Friday. He was allegedly found in possession with 7 small clear plastic bags containing white crystals, which were later tested positive as methamphetamine. He's alleged to have in his possession 0.63 grams of methamphetamine. The court heard he has a previous conviction with similar charges. Kumar has been granted bail with strict conditions and 2 sureties on the sum of $300. He will reappear on May 27th. Parliament members will no longer be allowed to make social media postings or do media releases in relation to any parliamentary business during sittings or when within the Parliament precinct. This, along with 3 other amendments, were made to the standing orders after a lengthy debate in Parliament this morning. Rachel Nath with the details.
The social media amendment was introduced with the intention to protect the integrity of Parliament proceedings.
Honourable Speaker, Chancellery, this is in response to the fact that this is already happening. This new insertion provides that a member must not take any photographs or any audio-visual recordings in Parliament during the sitting of Parliament or any parliamentary committee. And a member must not make any social media posting or media releases in relation to any parliamentary business during the sitting of Parliament.
There is an ambiguity whether we are trying to stop any postings as a direct result of photographs or videos taken during parliamentary sitting, or are we banning all statements made by members of Parliament during the sitting of Parliament?
The other amendments included reshuffling of question and answers with the motion, increasing the end of the week statement to 10 minutes, and the allowance of whips from both sides of the House to select a nominee to step in when needed in Standing Orders Committee.
Question time is an important time. It allows the concerns and queries from our people to be clarified by government ministers.
The question time will be allowed and all the questions will be answered. Time will be allowed for that. And should time not permit it, it'll continue on the next day.
26 voted in favour of the amendment, which is now in effect. Rachel Nah, FBC News.
Parliament this afternoon voted on the motion to introduce a High Court Amendment Bill under Standing Orders 51. The bill, which will be debated and voted on Thursday, is aimed at removing the requirement for a prescribed number of judges. Under the proposed legislation, the number of judges will then be at the discretion of the Chief Justice and the Judicial Services Commission. Attorney General Ayasai Kayum explained the amendment will also further enhance the independence of the judiciary. Opposition members argued against the motion and raised their concerns that the bill is being fast-tracked and needed more consultation.
This is not being bulldozed. We are giving 4 days to the members. There are 3 clauses that they need to look at in respect to this bill. The first one is actually just a short title. The second clause is about the actual omission of the numbers that's required. And the third one basically is putting in the Judicial Services Commission. There's an omission, there was an error in that. It said Judicial Service Commission. All we're doing is making Judicial Services Commission.
The motion for Parliament to debate on the review report to not rezone the Shirley Park in Lautoka was agreed to. MPs across the House expressed their views on the rezoning with the local government minister, revealing that the zone was established for civic purposes.
That's why the whole of Shirley Park was not given, just a portion of it was given. And even today, Lautoka City Council can still develop that area because it is classified as civic. They can develop a town hall, they can develop a commercial property over there, and they can give it out on lease. That's what the town planning scheme says.
Despite this, the opposition collectively objected.
I endorse the wishes of the citizens of Lautoka not to rezone Shirley Park. Thank you, Honourable Speaker.
The investigation of sex crimes is often difficult, especially when the accused is related to the victim. The police chief says they're working with the U.S. Naval Criminal Investigative Service to train officers on the best way to investigate such crimes. Akusita Tale reports, despite police officers having investigative skills to conduct their work proficiently, there's still room for improvement.
The police commissioner says it's difficult for investigators to understand the psyche of the accused within the 48-hour detainment period, especially if the victim is related to the culprit.
You and I know that majority of these cases are happening behind closed doors and what is supposed to be the safe zones. Some in law enforcement may argue that it is out of our control because majority of these cases involve family members and we cannot see what is happening inside their homes.
Brigadier General Sitiven Ngilio says investigating officers can gather so much information within the detainment period and questioning process to use in their white glove approach to creating community awareness about sex crimes.
The detection and successful prosecution of sexual offences is undoubtedly a priority for us. But we also need to focus on the prevention aspects and try to better understand why the crimes are being committed in the first place.
More than 20 officers from the Criminal Investigation Department are undergoing training on sexual assault investigation to broaden their knowledge of such matters.
You can spearhead this fight on behalf of all Fijians, especially the most vulnerable. You are the people victims look to when they need a safe place to escape from violence. You are the people who are entrusted with holding accountable those who commit acts of sexual violence.
Meanwhile, 327 rape cases were recorded in 2016, whereas in 2017 it was reduced to 210. Last year, 195 rape cases were recorded, 40 involving domestic-related rape cases and 123 involving children. Akusita Tale, FBC News.
Still to come, sudden surge in flu cases. An infamous lawyer charged for theft remanded in custody. Details after the break.
Nambula FM, nambandua ya nasere.
Hoya uvasit sai sai lambasa, ya ndo talita ina warong nambula FM nambandua ya nasere.
Gua do tumeli aku na tau no hinga toka. Talita kina na warong nambula FM, nambandua ya nasere.
Wana tuma nambula FM, nambandua ya nasere nawaluan.
Na vengo fani na tau no singa toka. Kita ndo talita kana nambula FM, nambandua ya nasere.
Bula FM, nambandua ya nasere.
Health Minister Dr. Ifiremi Wangai-Nambete has confirmed there's a sudden surge in acute febrile illness or sudden fever and flu in the country. Dr. Wangai-Nambete says influenza is also epidemic in other parts of the world. Kritika Kumar reports.
Dr. Wangai-Nambete says this is not only in Fiji and speculates climate changes may be one reason for the flu epidemic.
Epidemics in the past have been very significant in terms of people dying. I'm also pleased to say that not much in that regard has happened during this flu epidemic.
Dr. Wangai-Nambete says early detection and prevention against the current flu is the best way to treat it.
We deal definitively with Fijians who are infected with the flu. We've raised the issues around prevention, so making sure that if somebody is sick, make sure that they are kept at home, that they cover themselves when they sneeze or they cough, that they come to the hospital as quickly as they can.
General practitioner Dr. Rajesh Maharaj says there was a significant increase in the number of patients earlier this year.
The treatment remains same. Basically, it's just taking lots of fluids, Panadol, good rest, and if the symptoms are very severe, then people are advised to come to the doctor.
The public has been advised to seek urgent medical attention if symptoms persist. Kritika Kumar, FBC News.
The Health Ministry is keeping a close watch on the ongoing unplanned water disruptions affecting thousands of Fijians in the Central Division. Thousands of people have been affected by intermittent water supply since Friday, and the Water Authority have been unable to conduct repairs due to unfavourable weather conditions. Kelly Vadala reports.
The Health Ministry has not received any reports of disease outbreak from areas experiencing water disruptions but are warning people to practice good hygiene.
We are watching that space. Our environmental health officers are out there in the community as we speak on a very regular basis, just going through making sure that we are protecting all Fijians in terms of their health.
The Water Authority says the disruption is caused due to a major leakage along the access road between the Waila Water Treatment Plant and the Wainimbuku Reservoir. WEF's Public Relations Officer Penny Shute says they're working to normalize supply in the elevated parts of Nesinu and Tamavua.
We are currently recharging the line, and this is expected to boost water supply into the Wainimbuku Reservoir, which feeds the other service reservoirs. And that's when these reservoirs are down, it causes disruptions to elevated areas. And a total of 18 meters of pipeline were removed and relayed because it was dislocated due to the high pressure of the pipeline.
The authority says trucks have been deployed to cart water to affected areas as well. Kelly Vadala, FBC News.
Naita Siri High Chief Ratu Inoke Takiveikata sentenced to life imprisonment for inciting the 2000 mutiny at the Queen Elizabeth Barracks informed the appeals court this morning that he is not aware who filed the appeal on his behalf. Takiveikata was sentenced in March 2011 and the High Court had fixed a non-parole period for 8 years. He informed the court that he is not aware who filed his appeals case and doesn't even know who his lawyer is. The appeals court judge informed him that on 27 January 2017, his leave to appeal against conviction and sentence was allowed, and his appeal should have been on the call-over list. The appeals court has ordered the registry to send a hearing notice to Nador Chambers, the lawyer who previously had represented him. The matter is adjourned to April 11th. Suva lawyer Shazran Abdul Latif, who is already facing drug-related charges, was remanded in custody by the Suva Magistrates Court for a new offence this afternoon. Latif is now charged with 2 counts of theft. It is alleged he stole a mobile mobile phones between last December and January. Prosecution objected to bail on the grounds that it was in the interest of the public, likelihood that he may be further offending while on bail and may interfere with the prosecution witness. Latif appeared in court last week facing a new charge of unlawful possession of illicit drugs, and his lawyer said that this new charge is arising from this second case. He said this charge should have been brought up that time, and this is an abuse of process. The matter has been adjourned to next Thursday for bail hearing. A 54-year-old driver involved in an accident in Suva over the weekend has been remanded in custody. Pio Ratuanga is charged with 1 count of manslaughter and 1 count of driving while there was a concentration of alcohol beyond the excess limit present in his blood. Ratuanga was granted bail for the 2nd count. However, he has been remanded for the manslaughter charge. The accident occurred along Nasese in Suva early Saturday morning. Ratuanga will reappear in court on Wednesday. The first ever Savusavu MasterChef competition got underway at Ndaku Resort over the weekend to showcase the skills of local chefs. Organised by the Savusavu Tourism Association, the competition attracted chefs from well-known hotels and resorts in the Hidden Paradise, and it's part of efforts to market Savusavu. Eleanor Tarangaivu reports.
It was a great night of feasting, with the best chefs from Savusavu treating guests to some of their signature dishes over the weekend. It's a fundraiser that's part of the Savusavu Tourism Association's efforts to brand and promote the Hidden Paradise.
We're a small destination, we don't have a lot of members, and although our members are all put in their fees, it's obviously a great opportunity to get the community together and to celebrate Savusavu, and also to make a fundraiser so that we can use the money for marketing the destination of Savusavu.
The inaugural Savusavu MasterChef party saw top chefs from Namali Resort and Spa, Ndaku Fiji Resort, Captain Stable, Korosan Resort and Rainforest Spa, and Savasi Island Resort display their culinary skills to the public, who then voted for the best chef.
It's a good opportunity to showcase many of the chefs here. I think that Fiji is making its way on the international cuisine scene, but it's not yet particularly recognised for it. And events like this will help, especially events that focus on Savusavu, because even though we're out of the way, we have some excellent chefs.
Savusavu gets a relatively small share of the total tourist numbers in the country, 3% to be exact. Namali Resort and Spa chef Imlash Narayan won the MasterChef title. Eleanor Turangaivu, FBC News.
Coming up in sports later with Jamie, All Blacks 7-side wary of its pool opponents in Hong Kong. But first, Rachel is here with business.
Thanks, Jackie. Good evening, and coming up after the break. Business directors gather for Governance Summit. And in growing Fiji, North women take up cane farming. Stay with us.
Lola, I am Eleanor. For the best classic hits, I only listen to Gold FM here in Singapore. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
My name is Seni Rawa. I love listening to Gold FM here in Nosuri. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
My name is Dino. I'm from Outrigger, Coral Coast, Singapore. I love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
My name is Salote. I love listening to Gold FM here in Nosuri. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Bula, my name is Mariva. Gold FM plays the best classics here in Outrigger, Singapore.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Leading business tonight. For the first time, over 200 business directors will participate in the Pacific Governance Summit this week. The International Finance Rep says, Chris Razuk says, this platform will give the directors and chief executives an opportunity to share their knowledge on good governance. Razuk says currently they're facilitating audit committees, master programs and corporate governance action planning for companies.
A full day of hearing from different experts, local business leaders, regulators about governance and why it's so important for Fiji and even the Pacific.
The return of Qantas flights to our shores after 20 years is an indication of the growing demand for premium holidays to Fiji. With the first flight arriving yesterday, the Executive Manager, Sales and Distribution, says this will be beneficial for both countries. Qantas is looking forward to working with the local tourism operators to ensure their customers are happy and make the most of their stay. Qantas' first flight to Fiji was in 1945.
So we've already seen a great response to the new flights for Qantas. So we've seen that particularly around the school holiday period, but also we've seen a really big spike in our Qantas hotels business. People looking for five-star accommodation and really coming back to Fiji in that premium end of the market.
Sanifa from HFC Bank joins us now with the latest from the money world.
Thank you. Let's look at the action on our local stock market for the last week. A lot of market activity was recorded. A total of 162,512 shares exchanged hands in 33 transactions valued at $283,784. Fijian Holdings Limited shares were the most active, dominating the week's trading with 76.63% of the volume and 85.3% of the value traded. Atlantic and Pacific Packaging Company Limited shares recorded a 1 cent increase, closing the week at $1.55. The market for Fiji Care Insurance Limited shares ended the week with a margin fall of 1 cent, closing at $1.53. There was a positive gain for Kontiki Finance Limited as its share price further rose 7 cents to close the week at $1.05. After the various price movements, the overall market capitalization rose by 0.18% and ended the week at $3.52 billion. That's a wrap from our local stock market, Vinaka.
Thanks, Anifa. Here are today's exchange rates as it was set this morning. The foreign exchange market was a little calmer than last week, and the Fiji dollar showed some gains against the US greenback, the PNG kina, the euro, and the Japanese yen. It slipped against the Chinese yuan, the Aussie, and Kiwi dollars. There were increases across the commodities market recover. Crude oil prices were on the rise, back at above $60 per barrel. Gold gained a few cents to close at $1,290 per ounce, and silver was on the rise at $15 per ounce. And in growing Fiji tonight, more women are taking up cane farming in the Northern Division. 5 women from Lambasa and Senganga received grants from the government to kickstart their cane farming business today. Eleanor Thurangavu reports.
48-year-old Serema Nambenga will soon acquire her father's 38 acres of land to allow her to continue cane farming. Today, she received a $12,000 grant, which will go towards the payment of the land premium with the TLTB.
When my father passed away in 2016, I took it upon myself to take over the farm. I went to the bank and saw that the lease had expired, and I am taking over to continue the work my father and family has done on the land.
Nambenga is one of 29 sugarcane farmers in Lambasa and Senganga who today received grants under government's new Farmers Assistance Scheme.
In the glory days, we used to have around 25,000, more than 25,000 farmers, but it has now come down to around 11,000 active growers. So this industry, you need human resources to revive this industry.
There is a declining number of farmers in the sugar sector, and the grant will help the farmers to stay.
If the sugar industry collapses, there will be no town in Lambasa, and that is why the government is trying to pour in a lot of resources, assistance.
The grant will cover the land acquisition cost as well as fertilizer cost for 5 hectares of farmland. Eleanor Thurangavu, FBC News.
And that's a wrap from the business desk for tonight. Jamie is up next with sports.
Thanks, and good evening in sports tonight. An update from the Fiji Sevens team in Hong Kong. And Prime Minister hosts Special Olympians following historic outing in Abu Dhabi. This and more coming up.
Hi, I'm Jyotishma. I'm from Singatoka. I love listening to Mirchi FM. Mirchi FM is hot.
Mirchi FM is #1.
I'm Charlene Robert. Mirchi FM rocks in Lambasa.
I'm Sonami Nasori Jackson. Mirchi FM is hot.
My name is Raymond Dutt. I'm in Babu Singh Alliance. Mirchi FM is hot in Lambasa.
I'm Pritika from Jackson Sori. I love listening to Mirchi FM here in Nassori. Mirchi FM is hot.
Mirchi FM, it's hot.
The Fiji Airways men's sevens entertained fans in Hong Kong this morning with one of their favorite hymns. Coach Gareth Baber says it is vital that players interact and give back to their supporters. He adds fans play an important part in their performance wherever they compete in the world. The national sevens side will be banking on a sea of blue this weekend as they try to defend the Hong Kong title for a 5th straight year. Rising Aussie Seven stars Maurice Longbottom and Tim Anstey will make their return to the Australian side in Hong Kong this weekend. Longbottom is back after a hamstring injury sustained in the Sydney Sevens, while Anstey was out with an ankle injury from the Dubai tournament. New Zealand Sevens assistant coach Tomasi Dama admits they'll be in for a tough weekend facing Fiji, Australia and Kenya in the pool stage at the Hong Kong Sevens. Fiji's Special Olympics team received a warm welcome by Prime Minister Vorengen Bainimarama in Parliament today. The Special Olympians finished top from the Pacific at the recent event in Abu Dhabi and even ranked higher than New Zealand after scooping 7 gold medals. Kuroi Tandulala reports.
This special treat will no doubt further boost the morale of these athletes who have done the country proud at the Dubai Special Olympic Games.
Not just to thank them coming back home and their participation in the Olympics. And on Thursday, we're going to continue with a little celebration up there. The minister has organized some money to funds to give them a present.
Beating New Zealand athletes in Abu Dhabi was an achievement on its own, with the Prime Minister jokingly saying that Fiji will do the same in Hong Kong this weekend.
I've heard they got more gold medals than the Kiwis. So I said if we got more gold medals than the Kiwis, maybe we can beat the Kiwis again in the Hong Kong 7.
Sports Minister Parveen Bala also joined the Prime Minister to congratulate the athletes.
Well, I would like to express the similar sentiment expressed by the Honourable Prime Minister in terms of congratulating the Special Olympic team for winning at Dubai. Definitely they have brought the name and fame to our beautiful nation, and we would like to say congratulations.
This is the first time the Fijian Special Olympics team has won 7 gold medals. 5 gold medals were won in the track events and 2 in swimming. Kuroi Tandulala, FBC Sports.
Aaron Smith will remain with New Zealand Rugby beyond the World Cup after re-signing until 2021. The Fiji Football Association has concluded its investigations into claims levelled against national football coach Christophe Gamel. Fiji FA President Rajesh Patel says the committee has cleared Gamel of player abuse accusations. It has also forwarded its investigation report to the Ministry of Sports and the Fiji Sports Commission.
We have to do a counselling between the players and the coach to make sure that it doesn't happen in future. But assault is something that if you feel in the police assault case or when it's a medical, you have to go to the hospital and all those things. There's nothing as such in this.
Liverpool defeated Tottenham 2-1 in the English Premier League this morning. Liverpool's late own goal at Anfield saw the Reds move 2 points clear of rivals Manchester City, who have a game in hand. In today's play of the day, James Harden and Clint Capella of the Houston Rockets teaming up to punish the Sacramento Kings in their 119-108 victory over the weekend. Already trailing 104-111, Harden caught the Kings napping. That's it from Sports Tonight. Join Angie later on with weather and in new media. Take a look at the top 5 features of the newest Android operating system. That's coming up.
मैं नवनीत नंद नंबुआ लुम्बुआ से जैसे ट्रेनी नॉर्थ मशहूर है वैसे रेडियो फीजी 2 भी सभी जगह मशहूर है। रेडियो फीजी 2 देश की धड़कन।
सीमा नकाशी से मैं रेडियो फीजी 2 पसंद करती हूँ सुनने के लिए। रेडियो फीजी 2 देश की धड़कन।
मैं हूँ अंकल किंग सिंगाटोका टाउन के टैक्सी ड्राइवर। जैसे रग्बी फेमस है वैसे रेडियो फीजी 2 फेमस है। रेडियो फीजी 2 देश की धड़कन।
newest version of Android is out, and there's plenty of things to like about it. It's weather time now with Angie.
Hello there and welcome to the Weather World. It's April already, and to date, nothing beats the beauty of sunshine, and it's amazing how marvelous it's been. And bonus point, it actually makes Monday blues slip away quicker. Taking a look in the west, I understand it wasn't a pleasant weekend as there were more showers causing floods in low-lying areas. However, today it was sunny and great. Eastwards from Peck Harbour to Suva, quite easy here, very calm and humid. And up north, more of the beautiful sunny periods. At sea, southeast winds 20 knots, moderate seas. For the tides, high tide at 4:53 a.m. and high tide at 10:53 a.m. Sunrise at 6:13. For tomorrow, a fine day, just like today, light showers will approach by afternoon. Tomorrow's temps, all major centers will fluctuate between 30 to 31 degrees. And looking further on to Wednesday, apart from few passing showers, all will be great. And that's all from the FBC Weather World. Jackie.
Thanks so much for that, Angie. In Fijian Pulse tonight, we asked, did you get pranked on April Fool's Day?
Yeah, one of my friends just made me fool because I didn't know that today is 1st of April.
Today I just realized it's April the 1st, and nobody ever pranked me on this day.
Somebody set me up and I thought that they had cancelled, but then they actually come through in the end.
No one pranked me today. However, I believe we should not practice this.
In the world of the weird and the wonderful, drivers are easily distracted behind the wheel, typically by their cell phones, their radio, or even their makeup. But one officer found a driver's attention hogged by something very bizarre. Recapping the main stories for tonight, airline employee faces 2 drug charges, changes made to Parliamentary standing order. An officer sharpens skills to investigate sex crimes. Now for these stories and others, you can tune in daily to our sister radio station Gold FM. To our poll question segment, last week we had asked, should motorists who continue to break road rules have their license suspended? 54% said yes. This week we're asking, should people stop from making hateful and racist comments on social media? Visit our FBC website to answer. Before we go, our shot of the day came from the burning west, an absolutely gorgeous one sent in by Anj Singh. Remember, you can send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email fbcnews@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via Facebook page FBC News. You can also follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC_news or simply hashtag FBC News. That was the FBC News for tonight. From the team and I, good night.
Bula, neva ngo malakai leloma, ngo ngai nakas ondo magrong na Bula FM, namban 2 na sere.
Hoia o vasit sai so lambasa, e ondo talita no warong na Bula FM namban 2 na sere.
Gua do tumeli ako na tao no hinga toka, talita kina na warong na Bula FM, namban 2 na sere.
E wana tunga na Bula FM, namban 2 na sere nawaluan.
Na vengo fani na tau ngo singa toka, kita ondo talita kana Bula FM namban 2 na sere.
Bula FM namban 2 na sere.